Go. And we're live. And it's live. Trading. Oh, we're back over 20,000 on Bitcoin. Nice. Nice. Over 15. Oh, crypto's having a good day. Nice one. Hey, Dave. Yeah. Boeing was fantastic for me. Let's have a look where it is right now. It's I got it at the top here. I actually lost. I gave a little bit back. I was about 2,500 up, so I gave 500 back. But look, you're never going to get the full move. So that's Boeing, and this huge dip down. Once it started making a bounce back up and making higher highs, I thought, no, I'm having some of this. I jumped in, and I'm loaded up. Able to get a little piece, get some more here, and then £2 not a bad start to the day. You can get that with earnings. You can get that with earnings. Hey, Steve. Good afternoon, Philly Phil. Again, so far this morning, not a huge volume market right now, which is why I was actually looking at the. If you're on the day trade with Tony Course, you'll know I've already posted the full list of earnings drops today, and I thought, okay, well, interesting. Interesting drop. So I was just looking at a few of the pre-market, and of course Boeing was starting to come out, and so I thought, okay, I'll watch that Boeing earnings, and I was watching it, and it tanked to start off with, and then the volume came in, and it rallied, and that's where we're at with that. So sometimes it can just right place, right time can be worthwhile. Yeah, we all missed you, Phil. We all missed you. Output. Stream. Output. Let's see if that helps. There you go. They're under 3,500. That'll do. Right, here we go. Hey Matt, not seen you for a couple of days. Got a bit of a talking of last couple of days. I've got a house guest. Well, a house guest. Hey, welcome back, Armenio. You're going to be a regular, I see. I've got a house guest this weekend. So on Friday, my dog's boyfriend is coming to stay, which is not an opportune time. So when I went on, when I took a vacation at the early part of September, I dropped her off. A friend also has a chow-chow, and I dropped her. So they looked after her whilst I went on vacation. They've got a long weekend. I think it's a wedding they're going to, and so they're dropping him off here. Now, she came into season on Monday. So not ideal, but there's nowhere else for him to go. So it's going to be interesting to keeping them apart while she's in season, and he's a young, let's say, red-blooded dog, and they do have a very keen affection for each other. It's going to be interesting keeping them apart. But we'll see. What's the worst could happen? We could end up with a cute litter of baby floofs, I guess. So. $500 yesterday, Chris. It looks like it'll be. I'm hoping it won't be a friend with benefits, but yeah. So they would love to have the benefits, but we've been keeping them apart whenever she's been in season. So this is it's going to be effectively the first time that they spend an extended period of time together while she's in season. It's going to drive the poor thing mad. So yeah, Chris, we finished yesterday just at $450 is where we finished. Actually, that's a good question. We've already done more today than we did yesterday, the whole day. And yesterday was a good day for trading. It's just I didn't have the time to do it. When I traded it a little bit, and then I had to go out and do some. Life got ahead of me and do some errands. I should have quit when I was 1,000 up, but no, we finished $457 was where we finished yesterday, and probably should have been a lot more. Well, I know it should have been a lot more. It was a good bullish, buoyant day across the markets. Now, if I'm looking at where we are in terms of the drawdown for this month right now, what do I need to recover the drawdown? That's a good question. So I just want to see my drawdown, win-loss expectation, drawdown of 5k. So I need 5k today. Get out of the drawdown. That's priority number one. Hey, Lexter. We'll see on Friday. I don't know what time they're bringing, and I think they're bringing him after the stream on Friday. But you'll probably see him on Monday. Well, I know you'll see him on Monday because they're only going to be collecting him on Monday evening. So you probably won't see him on Friday. He looks like a lion. She looks like a bear, and together they're the bear and lion. You know, it sounds like a dodgy pub in Walking. You know. Oh, absolutely, Lexter. Absolutely. So we're finding ourselves at the moment slightly behind goal. So we need to have a good week. 5 trading days is a week in trading in the market. So this next 4 trading days. So today, tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. We need some good ones, but we can't, like you say, relax. Don't rush it. It's no point taking trades just for the sake of it. But yesterday was, like I said, a buoyant market. There was a lot of good bullish movement that we could have taken advantage of if we were sat at the desk. Now, I'm not going to get formal because I wasn't sat at the desk, but when the opportunity knocks, you should be willing to open the door. All I'm saying. Oh, thank you very much, Edison. Is that precursor to the World Cup? Is it? It starts next month. I hope you're going to be supporting the proper team, the real team there, Edison. What about the challenge? Which challenge? The small account challenge, Lexter, that we did in August. That was for August. August only. It was a 10-day challenge, effectively. Well, 12 trading days, 2 weeks. Yeah, without you, Matt, without Edison and Matt, we've been struggling to get treats for Miyako before the bell. The World Series, yes, that finished. That finished on yesterday. Oh, I went broke on the World Series on Monday. I took a big swing. I was struggling to get over the gain line, if I'm being honest with it. I didn't like the platform. Don't like the platform, but I was struggling to get over the gain line. I took a trade last week and forgot about it and came back and it was. I was about 3k down on that, so I was about 5k down in total come Friday. So I traded okay on Friday, just minimally. I managed to recover some of that, and then on Monday I thought, well, we've got a couple of days, I may as well take a big swing. So I took a big swing and I got eliminated. So there was no point me just kind of breaking even. I had to go in. It was kind of an all-in off-hold. I was thinking of doing it on Friday. And it's like if you're in a poker tournament, you get to a point where you're short stacked at a table of big stacks. You've got less than 20 big blinds. You need to either go and you get a pair of face cards. It's all in. You can't do it. Well, she does like her. She does like chatting. That's for sure. Yeah, so doesn't look like huge gainers. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. So 70,000 was the top profit. And he had 2 good days. That was it. Hey, Captain. Ah, there you go. When I've got Matt and Edda sit on the same stream, that you know that this dog gets spoiled. Yako, come on. It's early, I know, but you can have your treat now. Off you go. There's a good girl. Off you go. Nobody wants TikTok for adults. Come on. This is where we come to escape adulthood. Good morning, Captain. To be fair, we did have a really good big like count yesterday as well. Engaged chat. So let's see, how many people do we have on the old tube? Oh, let's get the like count up. If you're on the YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Really, really does help me out. Morning, Kai. Welcome back. Right. Vaxite moved up well for us a couple of days ago. I think it was. Yeah, it was on. That was on Wednesday. Was it Monday? Or what are we today? Wednesday today. Yeah, so that was Monday. Completely lost my brain. I don't know why. I'm just I've lost a day somewhere, or I've gained a day somewhere. But yesterday I was about to call up one of my partners, one of my business partners, about I was owed some money, and it was due on Wednesday, and I was thinking yesterday was Wednesday, and I was getting really irate because they'd not paid me. You know, but there you go. Limit orders, Arminio. I do use stops during regular hours. I can't use them in pre-market. Don't start, Edison. You're gonna have me. It's not difficult to confuse me, so I just have one of those weeks at the moment. No, but I use limit orders. I tend to use limit orders across the board, but you can't not use. If pre-market, you have to use limit orders because market orders won't execute because there's no market. So if you are using limit orders, that's what I try to do anyway. In the regular market, I use stop. I do use stop orders. Not all the time, to my detriment. I should be using them all the time. I should be putting a stop in place all the time. Even if you don't, if you can always move it up manually. Well, certainly on this platform, you can move it manually. But even if you don't, you should always be putting a stop in place because occasionally, particularly with these low flow, low cap stocks, you might get that algorithmic flush. A bit of bad news drops, and we got caught in that a couple of months ago with Tough Built, I think it was. Mind you, that was pre-market anyway. And it can save you a lot of heartache and a lot of money. If you just have stops in place that it's going to exit you. Now, stop limits. There is I suppose there's a lot of good things to get from using stop limits. However, the problem with using a stop limit is that if you get caught in an algorithmic flush, you're not going to get filled, or you might not get filled. So the whole point of having a stop order is and have it execute as a market order is that it gets you out at the best possible price, best possible price available. If you use a stop limit and it's fast moving, it can blow past your limit and you don't get filled for the full order. You only get a partial fill, and that's that's a bit of a problem there. Well, Good luck with the house there, Matt. Good morning, Alfred. You're not the Alfred that works with Bruce Wayne, are you? Someone's shorting the Nasdaq, making new lows. So Facebook or Meta platforms, as it is right now, Facebook, it has their earnings drop this evening after hours. I'll be watching football when that happens, so don't expect a power out. Oh, first and foremost, I would apologise. I know I said I was going to do a power hour stream last night, and things just got ahead of me, and I wasn't able to do it. So I didn't do a power hour stream last night, but I won't be doing one tonight because I'll be watching the football. But I'll do one tomorrow, so we'll see. Apparently, lots for those of you who are not DC nerds. Apparently, Alfred, the butler for just this Alfred having his name Alfred and claiming to be that person. Alfred, the Bruce Wayne's butler or Batman's butler, was actually a British Special Forces trained. So he's actually not just a butler. He is ex-British Special Forces, so SAS or whatever. So he himself has had a hand in training both Bruce and Dick Grayson and some of the other Robins in terms of unarmed combat and various other things. So, all right. So you're a Marvel nerd, Edison. I get that, but I'm talking DC. I'm talking Batman canon rather than Captain America canon. Alfred Pennyworth, that's correct, Captain. Big cigar for the Captain Trader there, Alfred Pennyworth. It's totally on topic, Alfred. As you can tell, it's totally about the markets. It's totally about day trading and the finance industry. Clearly, it is not showing that I'm a complete comic book nerd. But apparently, it's now it's fashionable to be a nerd. Get rid of that. That's not coming back. AMPX, it's still held most of its gains, so I'm going to leave that there for now. CVX, that's up there as well. I'll keep that there. Right, okay, that'll do for now. Oh well, we sold off there, so we got the gains off that one. Don't hold it too long. I think that's been my problem for the last couple of weeks. I've been holding on to my gainers too long, expecting them to continue. Now, in a hot market, that would happen. You'd get the continuation, but we just not been getting the continuation. So I think not quite scalping, but akin to scalping. Get in, get out. Stop faffing about unless it shows signs of continuation. Not Pennywise, Pennyworth. Pennywise is a clown. Well, actually, Pennywise isn't a clown. Pennywise is an alien that takes the form. Oh, get it. Alien entity. Or extraterrestrial entity. Probably better, because alien can have many different definitions. So Alibaba made big losses a couple of days ago, which is very interesting considering you look at this on the 15-minute chart here. So this is it actually gapped down on Friday, I think it was. Yeah, on Friday. The gap down on Friday, consolidated. This is Alibaba, by the way. No, it's not. That's Alibaba. So it gapped down. Here we go, 15-minute chart. So this was Monday. Big sell-off. We had a huge gap down overnight from the Chinese sell-off. A continued sell-off, then it started to make a bit of a bounce. So that was Monday. Yesterday it gapped up, then sold off. So did the exact opposite. And today it's gapping up again. So some of these Chinese stocks could try and make a recovery on, if you look at where they actually gapped down from. Some of the Chinese ETFs seem to be trying to do that. So if you look at some of the Edu, for example, is on the radar already, had this gap down, huge sell-off, rally, gap up, rally, gap up. So this is New Oriental Education. This is looking quite bullish today. Not great volume just yet, but keep a watch out for that. There's quite a lot of these Chinese stocks that are on the US market that I would say worth watching. They were heavily oversold on Monday, so keep an eye on those. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. Don't sue me. So Virgin Galactic, not seen them for a little while. I've got earnings confirmed for 8 days from now. Okay. So now it's just waiting. We've got a nice cushion on the day, which is good. So now we're just waiting for something to present its little ugly head so that we can, trade it. The money's made in waiting, not in trading. That's what they say. I don't have a video where I explain about crypto because this is not a crypto channel called Toshiko, so sorry about that. I should do I really should do more on crypto because it does have a wider appeal with certainly the younger generation. But this is more equities. All we're doing here is day trading equities. We're not day trading forex or futures. We'll talk about the markets in general. We don't really discuss forex. I personally think that's a bit of a mug's game anyway. We don't trade commodities. Now Epix is really moving up. I want to see why before I even think about jumping in, but that's quite a big momentum right there. Let's see. What's the news catalyst here? So Epix. So this is ESSA Pharmaceutical Inc. Updated results from phase 1 and 2 study of ESSA's lead candidate EP7386 in combination with enzalutamide, highlighted that at the 29th Annual Prostate Cancer Foundation Scientific Retreat. That's why that is potentially getting some news, but that dropped over an hour ago. So it's a cancer treatment catalyst. In the shorthand of that is it's a cancer treatment catalyst that was highlighted at a conference recently. No, that's no problem. Pretty much Coco Chico. I would say mindset was a big one, Lexter, and really it was a couple of. It wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just one thing that had to change to get to be consistently profitable. Mindset was one. being less risk averse was another one. So my problem wasn't so much risking too much or managing risk. My problem was over managing risk. So I was cutting my winners too early, and I was also cutting the losers too early. So what I was effectively doing, I was setting stops, not getting profitable runners and allowing them to run, or I was getting something that would move up and then pull back, and I was getting stopped out too soon before it would then make the rally and move up. So that was the big thing that had to change there, is actually reassessing my risk management strategy and just being less risk averse, and having, when I'm going into a trade, having that plan ahead of time and sticking to it. So if something moves up and then pulls back, not worrying that I'm finding myself in a red position, accepting the fact that like this trade could actually lose me money, just let it play out, rather than cutting it early and letting it so it can then move up. And I was asked a similar question earlier this week: is why did I let it stop me out instead of cutting it and getting out of the position earlier? And that's one of the reasons, is that sometimes I put my trade in place, my plan in place, and I put my stop in place, and it hits that level, I get out. If it's coming down and it's looking weak, holding till it hits that level is actually costing me more money. But in a lot of cases, certainly in the bull market that was last year and the year before, it was worthwhile giving it a little bit of consolidation space to let it move. Maybe right now it's not, we're not getting that continuation, so maybe that's something I need to look at and reassess. But anyway, so risk management, the mindset was a big thing. Risk management was another one, and overall strategy, practice was probably the biggest one. Lots and lots and lots and lots of practice. I lost a hell of a lot of money to start off with, and then just practicing, learning from your mistakes, documenting. I think that was a big change for me. If I look back, since I've been documenting my trading and reviewing them, I've had a lot more success. So documenting your trades is another thing. So I use TraderView to document my trades and review that. If you're just documenting your trades on an Excel spreadsheet to review at a later stage, at a later date, then that can be sufficient. But always document your trades. It allows you to track where you're at with your equity. It allows you to track your risk versus reward. It allows you to track your performance, all of this kind of stuff. So the only way you can improve is by looking at what you've been doing right or doing wrong previously. So. Question one: what is the safest way to automate a trading edge without getting stalled by coders other than NDA? I wouldn't know where to start to answer that question. Question two: is it possible to portray your technical edge to a hedge fund or investment bank, and if they're impressed, use it in their portfolio? Yes. Question two: there is, and there's also the potential for them to hire you as an individual. So that's what I would say. But if your focus is more on the algorithmic trading, and your focus is more on creating bots that are profitable, then by all means go for that. I've yet to come across a profitable trading bot. I've looked at many. In my early days of trading, I even paid for someone that had back testing, were highly profitable, put them in a real life setting, and they weren't. So I've yet to find any kind of trading algorithm or bot that's profitable. That being said, on the higher level, some of the AI that's used and the algorithms that are used by the high frequency traders, because it's high frequency, it works that way. And the multiple trades across any kind of period of time. But in terms of retail trading, a retail trading bot, I've yet to find one that's profitable. But if you have one, let me know. I'll pay for one. That if you can prove it's profitable, I'll pay, no problem. Okay, Miyako, you want another treat? Wait, Fatty. Here you go. We've got 5,000 likes on the old tickety tockety. Here you go. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Good girl. Say hello to the crowds. Come on. Hey. Say hello to the bear. Yeah. This is who you're feeding with your like count. So this is Epix. It's a lower float. It's a smaller, lower price stocks, smaller float. It's a little bit lower than what I like to trade. It's not beyond. It's not real down. It's kind of at my basement floor. Sorry, and it's a lower float. It's about what? Let's see, just over 38 million in the float. It's not very highly shorted, but it's just over 38 million shares in the float. So it's a smaller float, smaller price. If you like trading these, it's got a good catalyst. Do your own due. It's not a stock pick, but do your own due diligence and your own research, and you decide what you want. But that's a nice little setup on that, based on that catalyst. The question that you want to be asking yourself is, will it sustain? And we've got 50 minutes till the open. Will this have a continuation? It looks to be, the way that the volume's drying up right now, it looks to be spent. But what do I know? Boston Scientific. So there's a few popping up now. Follow. So this is Microcloud Holographics. It just popped up, went over $3, and then popped back down again. So to be honest, Abdurrahman, I wouldn't be able to help you with that. I couldn't give you a I couldn't give you an answer with that. It's not something that I've ever had to do, so I can only comment on my own personal experience, and I haven't had any experience of having an algorithmic trading setup that I want to share with hedge funds or investment. To me, it's never. That's not something I've ever had to do, so I couldn't tell you where to start with that. Sorry, sorry, I can't be of any assistance there. Well, good luck. I hope you work it out. No problem, Abdurrahman. If I could help you, I would. No worries. So I did mention some of the Chinese stocks that. So Adu was one of those popped up. It's on low volume, so I wouldn't advise trading this. I wouldn't advise trading anything anyway. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't trade this just yet because of the lack of volume. But it's looking strong in terms of its move up, and if the gain since the big sell-off on Monday morning, or Monday over Sunday, or Monday overnight over the weekend, it's looking quite strong. So this could be one to watch at the bell. I'm going to put that on the list there just for that reason. Could be one to watch at the bell. Let's go back to Epics. See if it's still making gains. No, it's pulling back a bit now. It's consolidating a little bit. Don't mind this. It's kind of if it holds $2, it could be worth keeping an eye on. But the volume's died out right now. As the volume comes back in later, it might have a continuation. Might not. Might sell off. But what we've been seeing over the last say 3-4 weeks is that we get these pre-market bumps on good news, good catalyst, and that's pretty much the peak of the day. They spend the rest of the day slowly selling off, and no continuation, no sustain, and unfortunately, a lot of these you can't short them either. So a lot of brokers just won't allow you to short them because of the risk management factors. I'll put that on here. Boeing consolidating around the 145 level. Facebook is actually down. So Facebook, let's have a look at Facebook, because I'm expecting these to be heavily down later, and funnily enough, they've already sold. The earnings don't officially drop on Facebook until later, but if you look at this, the big sell-off last night, and will it continue to sell off? That's the question. So Meta platforms, I should say, rather than Facebook. But they've got earnings that are dropping after hours today. So read into that what you will. Big sell-off last night. We had a couple of big coffee table names, like so Google had earnings drop last night. So we had, and this is what tended to, what I would assume is the reason for Facebook being down. They're not the same company, of course they're not, but the market sold off. A couple of really big names didn't report great earnings results. So Google being one of those, or Alphabet as they are. So Google had poor earnings results, and that resulted in a sell-off. We had Microsoft as well reported, and it had a sell-off. And then, of course, that has the knock-on effect. You've got big tech selling off, Nasdaq in particular, having a hard sell-off because they're tech stocks. And that has a knock-on effect to the wider market as well, because you'll get other companies that are trading in tandem or trading with the market will then start to sell off in addition to the initial. So what you'll get is some of these large cap stocks, particularly around earnings, act as the leading catalyst on the market, and then the market follows. The majority of the year, the market itself is the leader, and these stocks follow the market. But around earnings season, they'll get a catalyst, and they will do their own thing, which can impact the wider market. So I can take a look at NEO for you. Traded NEO yesterday. We managed to get, I think, about $100 out of it. It was interesting, was NEO, and it's gapped up again. So this is another one of the Chinese stocks that I was talking about earlier. So this is like Alibaba, NEO, Bilibili, Edu, quite a few of these. So they sold off heavily over the weekend, gapped down, and then we're coming into the open on Monday, sold off hard again. Since then, NEO, along with Alibaba and Bilibili and a lot of these other Chinese stocks, have been making good gains. Now, this is gapped up. It finished up at like 1060s, I think it was the close yesterday, but it then started to sell off after hours. It's gapped up from that and is just consolidating around that close price of just over 1060, between 1060 and 1070. So that's NEO right now. But it's underneath the VWAP. I'd watch for this. There's not a lot of volume right now, but I'd watch for this at the open, because I think a lot of these Chinese stocks will potentially look to continue a rally and recover from that initial sell-off that they had over the weekend. So my opinion, that's not a stock pick. It's not financial advice. If you decide to go long on any of these Chinese stocks and you lose money, don't come after me, don't sue me. It's just me, the meanderings of a fat bloke on the internet. I am by no means a market professional. So mind you saying that, my predictions are probably better than Kramer's. Just saying. But there you go. What was it Warren Buffett once said? He said that the reason we have these analyst predictions on TV around the market is to make clairvoyance look good. To give the impression that clairvoyants are credible. So there you go. Warren Buffett isn't a fan of analysts, because in reality they can analyze the fundamental. Let's take a look at what I traded this morning, for example. Boeing, and I traded this morning, and it rallied. It sold off and then rallied, and there was no reason. There's no fundamental reason for it to rally based on the earnings results. It was terrible. It was horrible, and the market just decided, okay, that's enough. We've sold off hard enough. We're going to rally, and it rallied all the way up. It moved almost $10 in the space of about 10 minutes to the upside. So we pulled all the way back to 140s and then went up to over 150. So absolute nonsense in terms of logic, but the market does that. It absolutely does that, and you're not going to be able to predict that either. So going back to what Warren Buffett once said about making clairvoyance credible, that's why. What do I think about? Let's take a look, shall we? Well, it's moving up. You know very well, J-Spec, I don't trade these lower price stocks, but let's have a look at it on a smaller time frame. So this moved up. I will take a quick look at the catalysts for this is Transcode Therapeutics, and just pulling Transcode up on my Benzinga platform here. So Transcode Therapeutics, they've reported preclinical trials with TTX-MT138 in pancreatic adenocarcinoma. Now, none of you heard me say that, unless you're a medical professional, know if I pronounced that right or wrong. That's the beauty of confidence. You say it with confidence, and people think that's how it's pronounced. Haven't a clue. Pancreatic, I know that's how you pronounce that, but adenocarcinoma. There you go. So it's a preclinical trial results. So this is why it's moving up. It's not moving up huge, but it is moving up. It's currently 37% up on the day. It is a small float stock. It's 8.7 million shares in the float. It's not highly shorted, so you're not going to squeeze any shorts. You might squeeze some shorts, but they're not going to make a lot of difference if you do. But it's got a reasonably good. There's a news catalyst. There's a news catalyst that's breaking there, so that's a reason for the move. And it's up 37%, 38% now. So make of that what you will. Do your own research. I don't trade these smaller price stocks, but do your own research. It's looking very bullish right now. As long as it stays above the VWAP. The VWAP is currently 148, just under 148. It's currently at 149. The price action. So do your own, make your own judgment call. And that's just it, James. It isn't easy for me to say. Capital markets, ARBs. I occasionally use I use interactive capital markets. I've got an account with Avatrade. They're probably more geared towards forex. I don't like using. That's where I used the MT5 platform, MetaTrader, so MetaTrader 4 is built for forex, built for the forex market. MetaTrader 5 is just MetaTrader 4 with a couple of bolt-ons so that you can use it to trade commodities, and I didn't like it. A lot of people love MetaTrader, but it's built for the forex market. It's not a great day trading platform or equities trading platform, in my own personal opinion. But that's AVA Trade is the broker I used for, and that was a while ago. I still have an account. I think I still have an account with them. I'll have to double check. I might still have some money in it. So I used Avatrade, and there's a couple of other brokers I've used. eToro, I would, if all you want to do is put money in and save money and put it into rather than put it into bank, eToro can be good for that. But I would advise you look at what you're buying for investing in. As an investing app, look at what you're buying. Make sure you're not buying CFDs, because a lot of what eToro is doing is CFDs, not the actual underlying instrument. It will tell you one way or the other when you're actually about to open a trade. If you're trading CFDs, you get no benefit from holding the stock long term. So in terms of any kind of The only benefit you're going to get is potential tax benefits depending where you are. You're not going to get any benefit from dividends or earnings or anything like that. Capital index. Capital markets or capital index? Capital markets elite group is the broker that I recommend for most people. The reason I recommend it is it caters. To be more specific, there are probably better brokers depending on where you are regionally, but for me, capital markets tends to check the boxes regardless of where you are geographically. You trade with them in the US without having a large account. You can day trade with them, no PDT rule. You can trade with them in the UK, no PDT rule. You can trade with them in Europe. So capital markets for me tends to be one of the best ones to recommend, because wherever you're sat, they usually will cater to you. Okay, so capital index, from my understanding, and I can't comment too much about them, but I would never go near them personally. I'm not going to berate them because I've never traded with them or anything like that, Alfred. But from my understanding, they're a bookmaker rather than a stockbroker. And what I mean by that is that they specialize in forex and CFDs. When you're selecting a broker, you want a reputable broker that has, it allows you to buy equities and hold them and actually own a piece of the company. If they're not able to do that for you, then they're not a stockbroker. They're a bookmaker. So that what you're actually doing with CFDs, and I suppose the advantage of doing that, spread betting, CFDs, forex, and doing it that way, you're betting on the price movement of the instrument. And it's gambling, not actual trading or investing. There's a difference, and they will screw you. A lot of those companies will screw you over because they make money on you losing rather than money on you winning. Just saying. For a UK client, Capital Markets Elite Group, or CMEG, is what I have been recommending. So day trade with Tony students, I've been recommending CMEG for UK-based traders. I have previously recommended Interactive for other places in Europe, but an Interactive Brokers is good in Ireland, not so good in Germany or the UK because you're beholden to the PDT rule. If you're in Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, Ireland, then Interactive's fine. You won't get hit by the PDT rule. But double check with your broker, whoever you decide to go with, if they are going to implement the PDT rule or not. If they implement the PDT rule, PDT, pattern day trading rule, which essentially what that means is you're limited on the amount of trades that you can take on a margin. If you're trading in a margin account, you're limited on the amount of trades that you can take at any one time over a period of 5 consecutive trading days. So you get 4 trades, 4 intraday trades. So you open a trade and close it in the same session. You can only do that 4 times in a 5-day period. So that's the pattern day trading rule. You can only do that if you've got less than and it comes into place if you've got less than $25,000 of equity in your account. So it's most new traders or beginner traders won't have $25,000 to put into their account, and if they do, then I would say take it easy. Take it easy, Slim. If you're a new beginner trader and you're putting 25k into your account, trade like it's a 5k account. Don't trade with the full size because you probably lose a lot. Yeah, well, it's a better day so far. It's a better day than it was yesterday. We managed to get $1,000 up yesterday before giving back half. Today we're 2,000 up. If I give back half, it's $1,000 a day. And JSpec, I don't actively invest from a day trading perspective, but I do hold long term. So I'm holding long term in the TQQQ, which is the ETF that I'm invested in, not the Q. So the triple Q tracks the Nasdaq. I've actually got this for tracking the Nasdaq. So this is the triple Q. So this is the Invesco triple Q Trust ETF. It tracks the Nasdaq. What I've invested long term is the triple Q, which is the T. It's basically you get 3 times that. It's a leveraged ETF. Well, I don't have any leverage on it, but I've got money in that ETF. So it tracks the Nasdaq, and the swings are 3 times as big. So in theory, I'm going to get 3 times the return, but I'm just holding it long term. That's in my I'm holding that in my investment account. And a few other ETFs, a couple of other ETFs. So what I would say is, if you index-linked ETFs are a relatively safe way to invest long term, rather than trying to time the market and buy and hold and have your own portfolio. I do have my own portfolio because I want dividends as well. But rather than trying to time the market, an ETF, for any newbie investor, and this, I got started with this, buy and hold long term. The markets, if you're reputable S&P 500 companies, just buy, keep adding, averaging lump sum investing every month. Every time you get paid, take a portion, put it away into your portfolio. The same couple of ETFs, and do that for 20 years. And when you retire, you'll be golden. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the 100% JSpec. I'm red all over the place. Tell a lie. The only thing that I'm holding long term that's not red right now is XRP, which is a crypto coin. Everything else is in the red, and a large portion of that, with the exception of Amazon, which I've added this year, after the stock split. But a large reason for that is I did a lot of investing last year of the gains that I've been making at the top of the market, and I continued throughout this year. So it's kind of each month I'm adding more, but buying the dip, buying at a discount, buying the dip, as they say, and I'm adding more to my position. And each month it's getting lower and lower, and we're hitting lower lows on all of these companies and the markets as well. So my position is in the red, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not looking to make a gain this year on this. I'm not looking to make a short-term gain on that. So my long-term investments are pretty much all in the red, bar one. And I know full well the market's going to go in one direction long term. So in probably this time next year, I'll be green on all of them. I would imagine I will be green on all of them. If you take the average length of a bear market versus the average length of a bull market, this time next year I'll be in profit on my long-term portfolio, and this time in 5 years' time, or this time when I turn 55, or in however many years' time, without giving away my age, I will have enough to retire on. XRP to the moon. I hope so. I'm holding enough of it. So, but I'm not holding enough of it to cash it in. But I'm holding enough of it to for it to be, if it does moon, if it gets up to if it gets up to $10, I'll be absolutely stoked with XRP. And I think, could it get to $10? Absolutely. Could it get to $100? I doubt it. It could, but I doubt it. I mean, I would say a realistic expectation of XRP in the next 4 or 5 years is $10. That's just my thoughts. Okay, so where are we? We're 9:07 market time. So we've got 22 minutes to the bell. 7-layer dip turned into 20 layers. And counting. JSpec, and counting. Who's to say we've hit the bottom? I don't. What was it? 255 on the Qs. The SPX, which is the S&P 500, it actually is the S&P 500. So doesn't trade exactly like the SPY, but very similar. Okay. All right, let's see what else is moving. No volume at the moment. So if you look at all these, bingo, BNGO, no volume. It's a low price stock as well, so no volume. BMY, no volume even before I look at it. See, it's just no volume there at all. The histogram here is like there's no volume. The level twos, the montage telling there's only 40,000 shares traded all day. Total trades 430. So we're just, again, like yesterday, volume is being hard to come by. Don't force a trade just because there's nothing else worth taking. Just wait for the setups. If there's usually a setup at some point during the day that's golden, and there are occasions when then it isn't, and on those occasions then sit on your hands and have a quiet day. You know, a zero trade day is a break-even day. Just think of it that way. And a break-even day is better than a red day. So rather than losing money, sit on your hands, be patient, wait for a trade to present itself.
Welcome to the trading floor.
Carnival Cruises, oh my goodness, look at that. It's just Carnival is just horrible. Baba. So Alibaba's trying to go green. It's just gone green. It's over the VWAP. Been consolidating sideways pretty much since yesterday's close. Just above the close. So Alibaba is one of those Chinese stocks I said that is heavily beat up this week. Look for a bounce, because when it does finally bounce and makes its move back up, you could get a good $10 on it. At least $5. It's a lot of stocks that are currently red trying to make a comeback. So we're kind of I mean, just looking at the pre-market gappers, there's nothing over 15%. Now, normally what I'm looking for is I'm looking for something 14, 15% up on the day. We're showing a little bit of momentum. It's got good relative volume, is upwards trending, and I can take a position with it. But there's none of that at the moment. And that's where the markets have been this last couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll get a change in sentiment, and we'll get back a bit. I'm not even rooting for kind of bullish sentiment at this stage. I just want markets to start trending, and we get a bit of volume in the market. We've just been missing the volume. Yeah, that tends to be the case, J-Spec. If markets tend, when you're talking, if you look through history and you look at the bear markets that we've had, once they bottom out, they tend to tap that bottom a few times. They'll go sideways for a little while. They'll tap that bottom a few times before then slowly then curving and moving back up and entering a bull market and entering that bull market phase. It takes a little while. You get that consolidatory period around the bottom on the floor where it moves sideways for a little while. It usually always happens like that. Occasionally, like we saw in during COVID, like we saw in 2001, where there's been a macroeconomic catalyst that has caused the crash, then occasionally you'll have a rapid bounce and none of that consolidation over a longer period. But in most cases, when we've had a crash, when we've had a bear market, we reach the bottom, it tends to move sideways. Yes, I do. Well, the SPY is down at the moment, David. So will the markets be down today? I think so. They had a good day yesterday, very good day yesterday. I don't think they will be selling off as much, but I think will be a bit of a sideways choppy market today, and it'll finish red. What I mean by finishing red, I think it'll be slightly down on yesterday's closing price. That's my opinion, but I'm just a fat guy on the internet, so don't quote me on that. I'll take a look for you, Lexter. I did look at this earlier. Traded this yesterday, I think it was. Was it yesterday? Up at 36, testing that 36 level. I've already got that mapped out here. So 36 is a key level, 33 was a key level. So 36, we've already got that resistance up at $36 already. Pre-market, and we're probably, if you look at it on the 15-minute, you can see why it's a key level across the board. 36 up here, 36, 36. Yeah, 36 is a key level. We've also got just 36.85 is a key level, both there, here, and here. So. And then we've got the peak, which is $38. So that's Vaxite at the moment. It gets over $36. It's got another resistance level up at just over the $0.75 level. So if it needs to get over 37, and then 38 is the current peak, current top level. But it's still, I mean, it's held most of its gains from its run up on Monday. It consolidated quite a bit yesterday. Slight gain, but one to watch. This is today's top gapper. Go figure. Wingstop. Top gapper today, 39,000 shares traded. %12 up on the day. that's not. That's a reverse. That looks like a reverse split. Let me see. Axel RX Pharmaceuticals. Axel or Acel? Yeah, 20 to 1 reverse split. So that's not even a trade. That's just the difference in price this morning from yesterday versus this morning. It depends, Lexter. So, I mean, I've already traded today. I traded B. I'm already 2K up. So it's a green day. It's a profitable green day. And you got to take a step back and say, okay, let's not get greedy here. You're 2K up. You've traded for, what, 15, 20 minutes this morning. And if there's nothing worth trading, there's no point taking a less than A+ setup and giving away that 2K. So I'd rather just walk away from the market today and come back tomorrow if there's nothing moving. If I'm feeling like I really want to trade and there are opportunities to short, so you can look at the short as well, and there's always opportunities to go short, but you need to check with your broker to see stocks that you think are looking weak and are going to sell off. Can you borrow, first and foremost? Are they easy to borrow? If they're not easy to borrow, you've got to factor in location fees. Then you've got to factor in borrow costs, and then trade it as normal after that. Now, if you're going to borrow shares, if you're going to locate, you're going to have the locate fees whether you trade them or not. You're going to have borrow fees whether you trade them or not. So you've got to factor that in. That's a cost to going short that you don't have if you're going long. Also, you've got to find out, is it on the short sale restrictions list? In which case it makes going short that little bit more tricky, because you won't be able to short on the bid. You have to short on the ask. No selling on the bid permitted. Can you short at all? Some brokers, depending on their risk management policies, have a whole bunch of stocks that they deem risky that they won't allow you to short. And of course, you need a margin account to short in, because no broker will allow you to short on a cash account. So you need a margin account to short with. So yes, I might look short if there is opportunities to do so. Or I may look to the mid-cap stocks like I did yesterday, if that's looking like more of a buoyant market. You don't have to look. Normally I would look for the low-cap stocks. I'm looking for something that's moving like 15% or more. If I'm looking at the mid and high-cap stocks, I'm looking for 5%. Something that's up 5%, exhibiting a strong trend, and I might look to jump on that trend and trade that trend. Conversely, mid and high cap stocks that are looking weak, I might look to short, and I will of course look at the wider market to see what the market's doing, because they will follow the trends of the market in a lot of cases. So I'm sure I just looked at this one. Yeah. Transcode Therapeutics, 2.5 cent average true range. It's just choppy. Look at that. It's sideways choppy. It popped up. This is kind of the peak here of just a 8:15. But it's sideways choppy. It's when it's like this around the VWAP. The VWAP looks pretty horizontal. It's just moving sideways. So wait till the bell. Wait till a bit of volume comes in. I'm going to close that. Open the door. It's getting chilly again. Come on. You're right. Closing this door. Now the door opens so you can go out. It starts getting too cold. I'm wearing a big thick jumper and everything. When it's getting too cold, I have to close it. Heating doesn't come for free. Not these days, at least. Well, Well, if you're shorting easy to borrow stocks, it doesn't usually impact you. It's only if you're shorting hard to borrow stocks that you get the locate and borrow fees. The borrow fees, if you're holding overnight, of course, come into account as well. But you get additional fees. Easy to borrow stocks, they usually treat it as if you're going long, because it's just the inverse of an intraday trade, a long trade. So you're buying and selling the same day. It doesn't really impact the cost of the broker. Well, I would do your due diligence on that one, El Puno, and have a look at some of the balance sheets on those stocks. Are they? Do they have promotions in waiting? What's the balance sheet currently looking like? Are they looking bullish right now? Look at the earnings reports that are coming up or have just recently dropped. All very relevant. So retail stocks. So the question is, with Christmas coming up, what about seasonal stocks to swing? And just do your own research. Do some due diligence before you do that, because it really depends. Are we going to see a surge in retail spending this year for Christmas, with the cost of living crisis globally that people are probably going to have to tighten the belts around Christmas? Think about it that way. So Epic's moving back up again. So this is ESSA Pharma. So this moved up on, and this is a drug trial catalyst. It moved up, kind of got to $250 level, sold off hard. So I'd be worried about trading this because of the way that it sold off hard before. So it had its initial move up, sold off hard. So now it's kind of trying to make another move back up. It's up where the VWAP is. Is it going to sell off hard again? Is this a dead cat bounce? Just be careful about that. What am I trading at the moment, Nads? There's nothing to trade at the moment. There's just low volume across the board. There's no real movers with any kind of volume, and there's no real movers if I'm being candid about it. We're looking at ESSA Pharma right now, which is a low price stock, moving up on clinical trials, and it's only up 22% on the day. So these low float, low price stocks, you really want them to have some kind of good catalyst that the market takes well to it, and it has the potential of going parabolic. Now this potentially could moon after the bell, which is in 4 minutes, by the way, 3 minutes. But I'm not seeing the volume or the hints that would suggest that. And that's the only stock that's above that 14% threshold on the low float stocks that I like. So I'm really down to momentum trading right now. I'll be looking at the momentum scanners rather than the gap scanners from here on in, and trading momentum. Mullen, I'm not even going to talk about Mullen, Adam. It's the same every day, Mullen, and have the same conversation. You're talking like 40-50 cents a share, but about 50 billion, million, trillion shares in the float. It's just it's not one of those. It gets a lot of press for the wrong reasons, because it's a low barrier to entry. People think it's a good buy because it's in a good sector. And it's not a bad company, but you're never going to get the big gains on a float of that size, and therein lies the problem. Now, Mullen, for me, if Mullen did say a 50-1 stock split or something along those lines, I might be interested in being a bit more, because the 50-1 stock split would it's about 500 million shares or something, so that would bring it down to like 100,000 shares or what, or 10 million shares or something like that. 50-1 will bring it down to about 10 million shares, and you get a decent price for it as well. You get about $25 a share, so it will make it a reasonable price to trade it. BA moved up again. Yeah, I saw that. It's just gone green on the day again, back above the VWAP. I think the only thing, because it's BA has missed its earnings by, it's like 2.8 billion off, a huge miss. But all they can, I know they've got cash reserves or cash flow for 2022, and that's the only reason I can think of it, why it's holding its position and actually made that pop up after the earnings. It's the cash flow. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm not covering crypto on this channel, Will, but good luck, because I'm in Cardano myself. I'm holding Cardano long term. I'm bullish on Cardano, actually. There's the bell. Hey, that message. I don't need that message every day. All right, I'll change the scanners over. That might help. We'll be sat looking at the morning move, the pre-market movers all day long. Alex, former partner and or competitor from when I was back in the tech sector. Facebook, oh, Facebook's having a nosedive. Look at this. Facebook nosediving off a cliff. Just dropped a whole $1.50. It's already down on the. So if you look at this on the 5 minute, you'll see that it's already down. Look, it's down over at the close yesterday. Facebook's got earnings later today, after hours today. So, well, I'll say Facebook. It's Meta, of course. It's Meta now. I have to call it by its correct name. So, yeah, interesting to watch Facebook. Well, that's a quick drop and pop. So I'm going to let the opening candle form. I'm going to take a quick bio break while the opening range is forming. So Meta platforms just very choppy at the moment. A bit of a sell-off, and now it's gaining. Let's see how the market's moving. The overall market, S&P 500, still down on the day, but it's trying to move upwards right now. Qualtrics. Why is Qualtrics moving up so hard right now? Not great volume. If you look at the volume profile here, it's not great volume at all. But hey, look. Hits the momentum scanners, but not on good volume. This is halted. Venus acquisition. Halted to the upside. 10.03s. That'll resume at 38, so we've got 4 minutes before that resumes. Fisk got quite volatile yesterday as well, and this is halted, but there's nobody trading it. Why is Fisk halted? This is Empire State Realty. Next Gen Health. Up at 20.34, so this has moved up quite a bit. Okay, no, look, it could be. The thing is with Facebook NADs, if you're going to be buying and holding, personally, I would be looking into the earnings before the call this evening, before making a decision on that, because we might be buying before it jumps off a cliff again, or you could be buying now before it rallies this evening. So, you know, good luck with it either way. So we've got that 36.80 it's been rejected this level a couple of times. It's just broke it, so we're getting over $37. $37 is a key level. After that, we've got the high of $38. We just look at the psychological quarter, half, and whole dollars there. Tesla making new highs. BA making new highs. Can't chase this now. Charge point. Snap making new highs. Snapchat looking strong. Might be worth taking a position. Tesla not looking back right now. Up at 224s on Tesla. You do this to me now. I should have taken, when I took those calls last week, I should have taken them with fortnight's grace instead of just 3 days grace. I would have been in the money now. Go figure. I would have been well in the money now. Still not seeing anything jumping out other than some of these larger cap stocks that you might want to take a position, and they tend to be a little less volatile. But this is moving up nicely as Tesla. Alibaba, I did mention some of the Chinese stocks. If Baba's moving up, let's have a look at some of the other Chinese stocks that we were looking at. So, Imping, no volume. What about Li Autos? Li Auto moving up, 16s. Neo's rocketing right now. Looking very strong. Billy, $10. So some of these Chinese stocks that I mentioned earlier, potential move up to the upside, they're looking strong right now. So maybe worth taking a look. I'm in at 24. I'm looking for 35. That's the dog snoring, not me. Wait for that. The dog snores all the time. No, I don't trade the indexes because the indices, like the SPY or whatever, it's a derivative. It's made up of a number of other things that the volatilities are much smaller. The volatility is much smaller. Whilst the volume is big, the volatility it just isn't there. So it's made up of individual instruments make up that index, and you will get much bigger moves from the individual instrument that makes up that index than you will from the index itself. So you have to take huge leverage to make, because what you find is that the indexes, they're a higher price. So in order to make benefit of the small incremental move of a 0.5%, 1%, 1.5%, you've got to take huge leverage. And the more leverage you take, then the more risk you're actually introducing. I don't day trade options, Ronan. Yeah, and with a small account, actually, options are a great way to try and grow. Providing you manage your risk effectively and you do your due diligence. Swing trading with options is a nice way to grow a small account, because you can get the leverage that you can't with stocks, with equities. Here's Captain. Why do you want to promote your broker? What is ocean? It's a large body of water between two land masses. That's what an ocean is. Option. All right. Okay. OPT. ION. Option. It's a way of trading. So basically, you take they give you a contract with the option to buy the stock at a set price, and you buy the contract. If you want to execute the contract at a later stage and buy those shares at that set price, you have to pay that set price. So the option is a premium that you pay for having, you know, a guarantee, be able to buy a stock at a certain price. If you're trading options, you might say, for example, I'm trading Tesla. I want to buy Tesla at $200 a share. So right now it's $220 or something like that. So you might say that, okay, it's $220. I'll buy put options, in which case you're actually betting on the price going down, so that you're guaranteed that you can buy it at $200 a share, or sell it at $200 a share. So you're basically looking at the price of something, and you're buying the ability to buy at that price at a later date. And the later date is what's known as the expiration date. So they're not obligatory. You don't have to execute the contract. So we're up here testing the highs again. Need to break 1030, ideally. We've got new high of day, 1030. So I expected this to move up, but it's not doing. I thought we'd get a break. I thought we'd get a breakout there at 1030. Just didn't get the volume follow through. We've got a bit of a double top formation here on the 1 and 2 minute, which is bearish. So I'm gonna put a stop in at break even. I'll just get out at break even, I think. There's a lot motoring except for the ones that I'm in. Facebook's motoring now as well. After that early sell-off, it's up at 133. So get out there for the break even. I don't like the double top. So the double top, the M pattern is a very bearish pattern. It usually results in a sell-off. So let's look at what else is moving. I've missed the entry points here. Broke highs. Clear skies above. current high of day is 39.14. Needs to hold 39 if it's going to continue to be bullish. It's quite extended. There's a little bit of a pullback. Upwick is a shooting star, as they like to be called them, is a bearish candle. Yeah, it's the dog. The dog's snoring. I'm in at 18. Really have come out of this when it broke a new low, but I'm going to give it till 38.60. That's my line in the sand. The dog is called Miyako. It's Japanese and it means beautiful night child. I'll take a look at that for you right now while I'm waiting for this to turn around. Oh, I think I got stopped out, so I've got stopped out there. That's not a problem. Granite Ridge. Don't know why you want to look at this. It's $13, but there's nobody trading it. It's there's no volume at all. Yes, it moved up. It's 25% up on the day, but there's just nobody trading it. Like 36,000 shares traded all day. 400 trades in total across the day. It's not worth looking at, really, I would say. Get something that's a safer bet. Oh, good. Like I say, good luck, Phil. You might need it in this market. Meta pulling back. The market's pulling back. All right, Steve. I'm not going to advise you one way. I wouldn't want to advise you one way or the other, because if I tell you to sell and it moons, you're going to kick me. And if I tell you to hold it and it continues selling off, you're also going to strangle me. The bottom line is nobody knows, and you've just got to get an edge. Now, without looking at the chart, I couldn't tell you whether I believe it's going to move up or not. We're looking for a new high of day, which is looking at 149.25 is what we're looking for. Not looking too strong with these up wicks. A lot of selling pressure here. $48. Volatility in this one. Oh, Facebook breaking the VWAP to the downside now. Yeah, totally agree with you on that one, Teddy. The movement on Boeing is irrational. The earnings were horrible, and I would have been bearish on as the earnings were coming out. I would have been bearish on it, but it's just moved up. So it just goes to show if you anticipate the market reaction, you might get stung. Just try and just trade the price action, not what you think the action's going to be. range, you sell off and go short, and then you get to the bottom of the range, you buy and go long, or cover and then go long. Yeah, I'm watching them at all. I know exactly. They're looking a bit bearish to me as well, getting. Which is why I've set my stop just below 148. If it breaks that 148 and makes a new low, then obviously I'll get stopped out. If I meet the goal for the year, I'll be taking the rest of the year off. Petty, but I'm actually behind goal at the moment, so need some good trades this week. Yeah, Epix is up there, doing well at the moment. Epix, so yeah, it's pulling back at the minute. So look at this on the 2 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute for potential continuation, but it's pulling back at the moment. Epix. DraftKings up at $15, is it? The advantage of trading these higher cap stocks as well, these more liquid stocks, is that you the stock doesn't tell you that if having a stop order in place ain't going to stop you from selling your position. It just then becomes a short order by default. So if this gets over 149 now, I'll be able to sell, and if it pulls all the way back, I've got a short order waiting for the breakdown of this range. Looking for 149 on the bid. At least. 99 on the ask. Okay. In theory, I was right. Just didn't have enough buying power to short that. These wicks are all going up wicks, which is very bearish. So caught between the rock and a hard place here. Hammer candles are good. Gravestone dodges not so much. You know what? I'm just going to get out. Didn't get filled. Only got half my position filled, so cancel that order. Let's get out there. There's more volatile stocks out there that are going to give me something. Epic's not so much. Alcoa aluminium. Possibly. That Chinese stock do? What do you do? It's consolidating sideways now. So you find that the first hour of the market, if you've not made your money in the first hour of the market, you really need something to have a catalyst and move, because everything starts to consolidate and move sideways and get choppy after that first hour of the market. So this is where we are right now. Nope. Oh my goodness, I didn't see the rains coming down like that. I thought it's getting a bit dark in here, and the rain's absolutely pouring down, so she's not going out for a walk until that stops. So Taysha Gene Therapy had a good catalyst yesterday. It's sold off since the close, so the lack of volatility basically says that there's a lack of volatility. Mr. Micro strategy up at 2800s. Yeah, absolutely, Captain. You make your own work. You make your own work. You make your own luck as well. You do need a little bit of not so much luck as good fortune. You need a good trading day. You need stocks that are moving. Let's look at crypto was having a good day. What about Marathon Digital? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Marathon Digital looks up Let's see. Riot blockchain. Crypto's having a good day. So are these. Volatility's not great on them though. It's like 5 cents ATR. Facebook or Meta, as I say, earnings later this evening, just sideways chop, initial pop and then sideways chop since. But could be worth looking at. Not particularly overly volatile, 35 cents in the ATR, which for a $130 stock ain't huge. Let's have a look at DraftKings. It's been mentioned on the chat. Stop yourself, El Puno. You behave. Bought Riot at $25. It's like $10 now. So DraftKings, yeah, $15 resistance, 15.10. Been there before. Lee was one of those Chinese stocks I said you should be watching for, but it's just choppy sideways. That's okay, but not really got volume. Tal Education Group, another one of these Chinese stocks. Looking for anything with a bit of momentum, which we're not finding anywhere right now. Iron Energy's moving up nicely. Volatility is only 3 cents. ATR's 3 cents, so it's not really volatile, but it's moving up nicely. It's moved up, well, 45 cents across the course of the last hour. Not brilliant. Yeah, Billy did move up like I expected it to. We're moving back up here on PCVX. It breaks 39. Might be interesting. Not sure if that's kind of a double bottom or we're looking at potential double top up here at 39.40s. Not seeing the. It's not got the momentum, does it? Hmm. There's an old chestnut. And energy. This is up almost 12% today. Look, where's the volume? Epics is where the volume is. And that's seeming to have missed that move all the way up. Below my floor anyway, but consolidating at the $0.75 level. Nice flat top here. So flat tops usually break upwards, coiling under that $0.75 275 level. See. Helix. There's some energy stocks are moving up. 9 Energy, Helix, and Phase. The energy sector seems to be a little bit buoyant at the moment. Nabo's Industries. Big move up, $25 move up. And then some. A $20 move up. Alibaba. Now we're getting somewhere. Alibaba hitting highs, breaking highs. And this is 63. Oh. Rumble. Let's have a look at Rum. It could. It's been up at 11.25 pre-market. Possible. Possible. I don't know too much about Rumble. I signed up to Rumble and I've not really done anything. I've just uploaded a few videos, a few recorded videos to Rumble, and I've not really done much else with it. So I don't know much about the platform. But yeah, it could move. I mean, it's like I say, it was up at 11.20, 11.40 earlier today. Pre-market. All right, let's see. What else can we get? Netflix. Making highs. Netflix looking strong. Typical. Let's now have the level that I cut off. Distance and support. I don't know about that. I mean, he's infamous, but he's not exactly popular. That's the thing. In comparative terms, of course, he's got a following, but it's not. You know, having like 10 million followers is not going to make your platform the best platform on the planet. 295, almost at the level that I might be interested in trading it, but it's probably going to be too extended by then. Anybody seeing anything worth trading today? Duo. Making moves. So that's kind of following the same levels as Alibaba. And Lee. Neo. It's kind of sideways. Billy. This pegged us out earlier, and we lost 600 on this earlier. We're kind of playing catch up right now, guys. Not ideal to be playing catch up so regularly. You have to wait till it stops raining. A flat top formation here of the 1060, 1065-ish. Would be interesting. ATXG. A Dentax group. That moved up, but no volume. How are we looking on Epics? So we broke $3. We're up at 320s. But as a farmer, there was a catalyst. Who remembers what the catalyst was? Off the top of my head. Oh yeah, it was updates from the phase 2 study of enzalutamide at the scientific retreat. Look for maybe look for a pullback here. Then this is what for 26. I had this candle's 26, 326. That's a nice move. That's a good 50-cent move. we go, 10-cent trailing stop on that. Managed to get 20 cents on that. Nice 850. That initial move up. Got a 20-cent trailing stop in place, so it's a little better than break even. Nice 850, gets us green on the day. Will it continue to move up? Got 5,000 shares in it still. Our average cost, 330. Finally green. Now, Alibaba popped and broke the flat top as well. Oh, sorry, not Baba, it was Boeing. So Alibaba breaking highs. Boeing finally broke that flat top. And if this moves back up and breaks 350, it could be one to watch for me. Yeah. Take your time is the answer there, El Puno. Just take your time. You don't have to 20x your portfolio. What you do is, to get back to where you was, you have to 20x your portfolio, but over the course of time, you'll get there. It's a big loss to take. So we're $1,000 up on Epics. So we've got that nice little pop up there, which was good. And with that, I'm green on the day. Similar kind of level as we were yesterday, so $470. I'm barely green on the probably about 150 bucks, I would reckon, net. But with that, I'll end the stream. We went a little bit over time. I'll end the stream here whilst I'm green, and I'll continue to trade while it's raining. When it stops raining, I'll take the dog out for a walk. If you're on the day trade with Tony Course, you've got access to the private Discord. I will be keeping everybody up to date in the Discord, what I see, what I don't see, if there's anything moving. By all means, contribute yourselves. If you're not on the day trade with Tony Course, where the hell are you at? You know, get on that. And I will be back at it. There's no power hour tonight. I will be dropping a trade recap video, trading day recap video later. But there'll be no power hour tonight. I'll be watching football, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. That'll be 90 minutes before the market opens, as usual. We'll be trading the first 90 minutes. We'll be trading the last 90 minutes of pre-market and the first 60 minutes of the open market regular hours. And hopefully you can join me for then. And if you can't join me, I'll see you on Friday at the same time. So 8 a.m. market time, 1 p.m. where I am. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Take it easy, guys. Have a good rest of your day.